Every morning, a typical senior might start their day with a slice of white bread toasted to a golden brown, slathered with butter or jam, paired with a bowl of sugary cereal, and washed down with a steaming cup of coffee. At first glance, these foods seem harmless, even comforting. However, beneath the surface, this innocent-looking breakfast is setting off a slow but deadly chain reaction inside their body. Within just a few hours, the refined carbohydrates flood their bloodstream with an overwhelming surge of sugars. This rapid spike in blood sugar levels isn't just fleeting energy. It triggers a persistent inflammatory response that operates quietly but aggressively within the walls of blood vessels. Over time, this inflammation damages the delicate linings of arteries, making them vulnerable to long-term deterioration. Weeks pass and subtle signs of trouble begin to appear. The senior might notice a slight tightness in the chest, a feeling of pressure that comes and goes, or perhaps an occasional dizziness when standing up from a chair or climbing a few stairs. These symptoms are easily dismissed as signs of aging or fatigue. Yet they are actually early warning signals that internal inflammation is intensifying. Imagine this ongoing inflammation as a creeping fire within the arteries, gradually breaking down the smooth inner lining and causing tiny deposits of fat, cholesterol, and cellular debris to assemble, forming what doctors call plaques. These plaques silently threaten to clog the arteries, reducing blood flow to vital organs and heart muscles. What makes this process even more insidious is its hidden nature. The inflammation persists unnoticed because affected individuals often feel no pain until the damage reaches a critical point. The body's immune response may be slowly attacking the arterial walls for months or even years, but nothing seems out of the ordinary on the surface. The blood vessels, now weakened and brittle, are vulnerable to a sudden rupture of a plaque. Such an event can occur without warning, with no prior discomfort, and often results in a catastrophic blockage that triggers a massive heart attack or stroke. It is this silent, invisible damage that puts millions of seniors at risk, quietly paving the way toward a sudden and tragic loss of life. In the quiet stillness of a routine day, doctors uncovered a disturbing truth buried deep within the arteries of many seniors. Using advanced imaging techniques like intravascular ultrasound, they identified multiple tiny plaques, barely visible, each roughly the size of a sesame seed, scattered along the arterial walls. These deposits had accumulated unnoticed over years, and intriguingly, they caused no immediate symptoms or discomfort. For the patient, it was as if nothing was wrong, yet beneath the surface, a silent inflammation was gnawing away at the integrity of their blood vessels. This chronic, low-grade inflammation weakens the delicate lining of the arteries, making them more vulnerable to rupture. The plaques themselves are fragile clusters of fatty deposits, cholesterol, cellular debris, and fibrin. They form stealthily, their presence undermining the stability of the vessel walls every day, gradually eroding the resilience of the arteries. Even without symptoms, this internal destruction is a ticking time bomb, ready to explode at any moment. That seemingly insignificant mass stored inside the vessels represents a perilous risk, especially when considering the blood flow and pressure increases that occur during normal daily activities. The following morning, an incident that exemplifies the deadly potential of this hidden danger unfolded unexpectedly. A senior, who had been feeling perfectly fine the previous day, suddenly experienced a sharp, excruciating pain in the chest. It was sudden, intense, unlike anything they had felt before, a sign that a small plaque had abruptly burst open. This event, known medically as plaque rupture, unleashes a rush of material that causes a blood clot to form rapidly. In this case, the clot was completely blocking a critical coronary artery, cutting off oxygen-rich blood flow to the heart muscle. The blockade was instant and total, triggering a catastrophic heart attack that often proves fatal within minutes. This type of event, called an acute coronary syndrome, is notorious for catching both patients and medical teams off guard. Many seniors do not realize the danger until it is too late, and emergency interventions like angioplasty or bypass surgery are urgently needed to save their lives. The rupture is unpredictable, often occurring without any prior warning signs, and the clot can quickly expand, sealing off the vessels entirely. Autopsy reports from hundreds of cases of sudden cardiac death after unexpected collapse or stroke have painted a grim picture. Nearly 9 out of 10 seniors who died suddenly had evidence of freshly ruptured plaques that had gone undetected during their lifetime. These plaques, invisible to routine examinations, had been silently destabilizing inside their arteries for years, slowly eroding the walls and setting the stage for their tragic demise. Pathologists discovered that these ruptures often occurred mid-morning or early afternoon, times when the body experiences natural physiological changes that increase blood pressure and heart workload. The constant, relentless damage from daily dietary choices, rich in refined sugars, trans fats, and processed foods, created an environment ripe for arterial weakening. The plaques had been quietly harbored within the arteries, causing no pain or discomfort until the deadly rupture happened unexpectedly. The autopsies reveal a widespread and insidious pattern. A silent majority of seniors unknowingly carried these deadly deposits, inching closer to their final moment with each passing meal. These findings underscore the urgency for continuous early intervention, dietary awareness, and lifestyle changes that can weaken the progression of plaque formation, potentially preventing these fatal ruptures before they occur. In recent years, extensive research has revealed an unsettling truth that shocks both the medical community and the public. Large-scale epidemiological studies involving thousands of autopsies and angiographic screenings uncovered that the majority of deadly arterial ruptures and blockages do not originate from visibly diseased or clogging arteries. Instead, most fatal heart attacks and strokes stem from arteries that appeared perfectly healthy during routine examinations or even during life. These arteries carried tiny, seemingly insignificant plaques, some as small as a sesame seed, that remained undetected and asymptomatic. Many seniors had no idea that their blood vessels harbored such dangerous deposits, which had gradually been weakening the artery walls from the inside. This deception led many seniors to believe their lifestyle was safe and their health sound until the moment catastrophe struck. The latest research indicates that even in the absence of symptoms, the presence of dormant plaques causes continuous low-grade inflammation within the arterial walls. Over years or decades, this ongoing inflammation gradually erodes the structural integrity of the arteries, making them more susceptible to sudden rupture. The phrase, often a silent threat that quietly builds over time, has become an undeniable truth. When the weak spots in the arterial walls finally give way, the result can be catastrophic. A rupture unleashes a massive clot or bleed, often unleashing death within seconds or minutes without any prior warning signs. This final danger strikes with relentless certainty, claiming an innocent life every 47 seconds, slipping through the cracks of medical detection and accountability, and leaving devastated families in its wake. What makes this silent killer even more insidious is its invisibility. Medical examinations such as standard ultrasounds or CT scans often fail to detect these minuscule plaques before disaster occurs. Even advanced imaging techniques can miss the early stages of internal inflammation or small deposits that serve as potential triggers for rupture. There are no warning symptoms like pain or discomfort until it is too late. The arterial wall suddenly gives way, unleashing an uncontrollable cascade of events. Blood can leak profusely into the chest cavity or brain tissue, or a blood clot might entirely block critical arteries. Such events are unpredictable, happening within seconds, providing no chance for intervention or warning. This tragic scenario underscores the importance of addressing the root causes, not just the symptoms. The root lies in lifestyle habits, especially dietary choices that foster ongoing internal inflammation and plaque formation. Fortunately, recent studies point to a simple yet powerful intervention that can combat this widespread threat. Regularly replacing typical breakfast choices with a nourishing bowl of steel-cut oats combined with fresh berries and a handful of walnuts at precisely 30 minutes after waking, around 7:30 in the morning, can make a significant difference. Cooking the oats at a low temperature of about 140 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes ensures their fiber integrity, which helps reduce inflammation. Adding a half cup of berries and a small handful of walnuts, about a quarter cup, delivers antioxidants and omega-3s that actively combat internal inflammation and prevent plaque buildup. Incorporating this breakfast routine daily for at least 2 months can strengthen arterial walls, improve blood lipid profiles, and significantly reduce the risk of silent rupture. This small dietary shift directly addresses the root causes, silent inflammation and tiny plaque formation, making it a practical, double-edged weapon against one of the deadliest health threats seniors face today.